Hi there folks, welcome back to another video. This is Don at Affordable Desert Living. Well folks, just to catch you up on some of my adventures, I was away for 10 days camping in the mountains with a longtime friend of mine all the way from Northern Ireland. And if I get a chance, perhaps in the next video, if you want to see them, I'll post some pictures. There wasn't any video taken, but just pictures of the trip that I was on. And all I can say, it was very, very refreshing and a badly needed break from all of my house construction. But today's video, I'm just going to jump into the topic of putting those soffits that you saw me build in the last video into place. So as I mentioned previously, this Hardie Board soffit is extremely durable. Like they last and last and last for decades, but that's after they're in place. In the meantime, they're very, very fragile. If you drop them, then they just shatter. And so since these are 12 feet long, and it's a little bit difficult getting them up there in the eaves, I figure I better get some help. So I checked in with engineer Ed, who came by to give me a hand. So at first I thought, well, Ed and I would just go up ladders, each go up a ladder and then just push that soffit up in place and screw it where it belongs. But Ed had a great suggestion. He said, Don, why don't I engineer a really nice scaffolding system so that both you and I can walk along there and easily put those in place. So together we built the scaffolding system at his place and then threw it on the back of his truck, brought it to my location, and then put it in place here on the big home. So one of the things that came up in conversation when engineer Ed and I were talking about the soffits were all the little small ventilation holes that's in the soffit. We were thinking in Arizona there's so many different types of creepy crawlies they can hardly wait to get up into a crevasse like that. So in order to prevent that, I got this stuff here. It's called a Docker or Doka screen, and it's actually made out of fiberglass. And the roll is actually 50 feet long, so there's a lot of it, and it's 36-inch wide. So what I did is I literally just took a steak knife and hacked the thing in half. So it's approximately now 18 inches wide. So my soffit area is actually only about 13 inches wide. So that means I have lots of stuff left over for the edges to, put that up in place to keep anything from crawling down in there. So I'm really thankful that Ed thought of that, and I think that'll prevent a lot of creepy crawlies from getting up under my soffits by crawling in those small holes. So I think it'll work well.
And then you fold it.
Then we fold it over and it stays in place anyway.
Yep, that'll work.
Put another one right there next to it. Okay.
So we're going to put netting all the way underneath the entire length of this building underneath the soffit.
Yep.
And the mesh staples up there pretty easily with this Ryobi stapler with a rechargeable battery, so it seems to work really well. All right, Ed, so I'll
Come
start
all the way to,
that away and then...
can you, pull it and pull it against the wall. I think just the shadows of what I see makes me believe you've got it.
It's looking okay from my angle, Ed.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, just like Bob's your uncle. Fan is your aunt. Okay, Ed, we're done.
All right.
Okay, it's this guy. He's gonna come up.
So hold it so you got a good thumb's width down below there.
Okay.
Up on the roof.
I made really good use of this scrap piece of wood that actually came with an order of lumber. And what it's being used here for is it's an edge where I can shove the soffit right up against this and know it's exactly where it's supposed to go.
Push it toward me. That's toward me. That's
More?
nope. That's it. Take it on down,
Yeah.
right about there.
Okay. So we're leaving a little lip under here because we're gonna bump our soffit right up against that lip.
There we go.
Okay. And it takes very little to break those things, so when they wobble, it's a little worrisome.
We're in.
Beauty. So the trick is to search for a truss to screw up into, and since we're going blind here, Ed is doing his best to use his superior engineering skills to locate the truss area where he can screw up to. Is that a spinner or was it all right?
Nope, it's in there.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Are you toward the front and under a quarter?
48 and just under a quarter.
A line under a quarter.
Okay. Okay, after the soffit was put in place, then we tacked up the fascia board, and that's that white 3.5 inch board, and that's made out of Hardie Board, just like the soffit. And again, Hardie Board is a cross between fine wood particles and cement, and it's supposed to last for decades. Now it's really fragile to handle. It snaps really easy. I broke this piece and had to buy another one. But once it's in place, that's where it really shines, because then again, being cement and wood particles, I think the estimation for longevity is over 60 years, I think. So a little pricey, but I wanted to do this right. And you folks that watched previous videos on this construction saw that I put up 2x4 sub fascia, and that's all hidden now. You can't see it. It's behind the peel and stick and now the fascia. And so that's all painted up good. And what I love about this Hardie Board fascia, unlike a wooden fascia that's going to crack in the Arizona sun and all the weather, this stuff should be here for hopefully 60 years. So that'll be great. Okay, so Ed and I put this soffit up here and it's tacked in place quite nicely, but it needs a few more screws. We just put it up there to hold it in place until I can come up here, which I'm doing now, and then finish it up with more screws, making it nice and solid. And the good thing too is if it's a little slack in some places where I can't put a screw, there's going to be trim shoved right up against this to help hold this in place as well. So that should do a good job once it's complete. And I'm a bit of an odd person that I actually enjoy being up high. I have since I was a kid. And I used to climb into eagle's nests. I was paid to do that by the government when I was in my 20s. So obviously I don't mind heights, but I do like having something solid that I'm sitting on. So the scaffolding does a nice job. So I used a 2-inch galvanized rust-proof screw, and that seemed to work really well. And you can see probably, if you look closer, you can see that looks a little spongy when I push on it with my thumbs. So that means I need to be putting a screw up in here. There we go. Good workout. Pushing up like that. Good for the shoulders. Nice. And that drew that right up tight to where it's supposed to go. Okay. Looks good. Are we having fun yet? Actually, we are. All right, looks good. Job complete for this end anyway. So where the fascia was screwed to the sub fascia up there, I'm going to put a little cap of flexi glue in there just to keep moisture from going in there. I remember using this on my waterfall pond and it seemed to work pretty good, so I'm going to take it up there on the roof and use it there too. So overall, I'm really happy with how the soffits turned out. I've got to do a little touch-up work, you know, a little bit of caulking here and there, a bit of painting to make it look really, really nice. But I think it looks really great, and I'm really, really happy with the results. As always, folks, thank you so much for joining me here on another video. I'm in my big building. It's a little echoey, but it's so windy outside today. Even my microphone, which has a wind sock on it, it was still too noisy. So that's why I'm in here. So thank you very, very much. And for those who've said, oh, Don, we'd love to see more videos, I hope you'll forgive me. And as you can imagine, it's a bit of a juggle to make lots of videos and do construction too. So I hope you'll understand. And I really love having you all here. And I look forward to all the comments. And I thank you so much for all your support. And I'll see you on the next video.